Hello, my name's Elise Garrick. I'm Vice President IANA at ICANN. I'm sorry that I'm unable to be with you today, but happily the technical staff was able to set up this remote video so that I could tell you what the IANA department has been doing. What I'd like to talk about today are the audits that we've had performed on our performances, the growth in the number of TLDs that we've been delegating into the root zone, tell you about a consultation that we've had for trusted community representatives, the implementation of the global policy, and finally, how you can contribute to the process for developing a proposal for the NTIA transition of its stewardship. So about the audits, we've had two audits that we've successfully completed in the last year. One is called a SOC 2 audit, and that means that basically we have a very detailed audit of the IANA systems, and it tells us things that we do really, really well, areas where we can improve, and areas that are not so good. Happily, we had all good things, and so we're very pleased that we've successfully completed this SOC 2 audit. We also completed a SOC 3 audit for the DNSSEC key signing equipment and systems. This SOC 3 is different than the SOC 2. A SOC 3 audit only gives you a pass-fail. It gives you a report that says you've passed, and if you don't pass, you don't get any report. Happily, we got our report, so that means we passed our SOC 3 audit for the DNSSEC systems. We've been doing a lot more reporting on our performance, and hopefully you have a slide in front of you that says Reporting on Performance. This lists many of the reports that we have published on the IANA website. You can find these reports by going to www.iana.org/performance. Hopefully you will go and check some of these reports and see how we're delivering the services to your community. The next report is about our Performance Standards Report. This slide gives you an example of one of the reports that shows how we've met our key success factors and the key performance indicators that you all helped us to devise. We came up with these key performance indicators through public consultations with you and other parts of the community. The following slide is about the monthly Root Zone Audit Data Report. This report, which we publish monthly, will give you a list of every change that's been made to the root zone during the month. That means administrative contact changes, technical changes, and delegations and redelegations. So you can go online to www.iana.org/performance and see all the changes that have happened to the root zone. Other things that have happened over the last year, which you've probably heard quite a bit about, are the allocation of new generic top-level domains. So we have started to receive the delegation requests to put these in the root zone. We have so far delegated more than 280 new top-level domains. And this means we're doing approximately 15 delegations per week. This is a very, very big change to the root zone. Pretty soon, the new GTLDs will outnumber the previous top-level domains that we had. I did mention earlier that we were going to talk a little bit about a consultation that we've had out for the public about the trusted community representatives. These trusted community representatives are individuals who were selected to participate in the root zone key signing. These individuals dedicate and volunteer their time twice a year to come to the United States, at which point they have a key which is matched with another key, and that allows us to sign the root zone. We've been doing a consultation to see whether we should come up with a new process for selecting trusted community representatives, if they should have terms, and also if there should be some compensation for the expenses. Right now they're volunteers and they have covered all their expenses to participate in these key signing ceremonies. One of the things that your community particularly should be interested in is that the global policy for the recovered IPv4 address pool has been triggered. Last week, we allocated a /11 to each of the RIRs. 3 of the RIRs got a prefix for a /11. The other 2 got several individual prefixes that in aggregate equaled a /11. This means that the recovered addresses, the recovered IPv4 addresses, which the IANA department had in their pool, will be depleted probably within 3 years. We're using the global policy that you and the other 4 RIRs have created, and we're using that formula to allocate these addresses. Finally, the United States government made an announcement in March. This announcement put in place a process for the IANA department to move from under the stewardship of NTIA. That's the telecommunications part of the Department of Commerce. As a first step, it's asked ICANN to convene a group of people and a community process to come up with a proposal of how the Department of Commerce could transition from its role as steward of the IANA functions. My last slide in the slide deck that I hope that you have in front of you shows you how you can contribute to this discussion on how to come up with a proposal for the Department of Commerce. And it lists on there a mailing list where you can contribute your ideas. I do hope that you will speak and have your voice heard in this process that the Department of Commerce has put forward. I do appreciate the time you've given me to speak to you today. Again, I apologize that I could not be there in person. And if you have any questions, I believe that the technical staff there in AFRINIC have set up a Q&A where I can respond to questions. Again, thank you very much for your attention.